In this episode, we are headed back to Washington to a wonderful mountain called Mount Adams, where we're going to go ahead and take on the challenging south route up to the summit. Just be sure that before you climb, you're to go to the ranger station to purchase your Cascade Volcano Pass. You're also going to turn in your climber registration sheet. This hike is located in the Gifford-Pinchot National Forest, just outside Trout Lake, Washington. The trailhead is really easy to find if you pay attention to the many signs taking you up a road that gets progressively bumpier. You will see Mount Adams in the distance, along with the forest that has been severely burned. Once you hit the end of the road, you will be at Cold Springs Campground, where you will find numerous car camping sites and parking lots available for those that are camping at lunch counter. They do have bathrooms here at this site, just no running water. It is now time to set up camp and get ready for an early morning alpine climb. The nice thing about camping here at Cold Springs is that you can make a nice filling dinner while relaxing over a beautiful sunset with a burning fire to your feet. If you hike to lunch counter though, fires will not be allowed. It is now time to take this beast of a hike on. It is best to get up early, say 2 a.m., as this hike will take you a good 6 to 9 hours just to summit. Even though you're actually only hiking 5.7 miles, you do traverse over 1 mile, and this does not include the slight dip just after the false summit. You will approach one major intersection on this trail. Keep right, staying on the South Route 183. The other trail allows you to hike the Around the Mountain trail, allowing for different vantage points of the variety of alpine terrain Adams holds. You will now start to see the tree line thinning, or you may notice crossing Morrison Creek in the dark. At this point, you will start to see large piles of rocks. Follow them up to a set with a big boulder on the right. This is now where you typically would strap into your crampons. Later in the year it will be dry, and the hike along the ridge can be dangerous and difficult. An alternate trail takes you around to the left onto the ridge. If you come in the spring or early summer though, it will look slightly different. You will now hike yourself through some challenging terrain, staying on top of this ridge, leading you on to Crescent Glacier, where at this point you can see a great sunrise. This is really nice because it gets colder and windier once you get out of the tree line. At this point though, you may notice your pace slightly drops to about 25 steps per rest. Once the sun gets a little higher, you will notice in the south Oregon's Mount Hood and Mount Jefferson. And if you go ahead and look onto the west, you will notice the recently erupted Mount St. Helens. You will now approach lunch counter, where you'll notice a variety of different camping spots that are built with rock walls to keep the wind down. Now it is time for the most difficult part of the hike, Sugdorf's Ridge, which will take you at least 2 to 3 hours. We were blessed with a storm today, so really, we're just going to have to do it. Once the storm cleared near Piker's Peak, allowing for a nice rest behind the rock wall, we were able to see our first glimpse of the summit. It is now time to continue on up. This is probably one of the most mentally exhausting parts of this hike, as the false summit teased you after that very hard push. After about another hour from the falls, you will be on top, and those last few steps will feel great. You will also notice Mount Rainier, which is laid hidden all day long. Now it's just time to enjoy the summit, take a few pictures, and congratulate others that made it on up. You may also notice in the late summer a rundown fire lookout that was used in the 20s. Now we're going to go ahead and head back down to the fall summit. If you haven't already, it's time to remove those crampons to avoid tumbling down the mountain. Now it's time to get down the mountain fast. Typically in the early summer, the glissading is best and you'll find larger chutes. However, they still are decent in the late summer. Glissading really is quite simple and pretty darn fun. Just make sure you bring your Fashion of a Statement garbage bag and an ice axe, which will be used for your break. Once you finally cross Morrison Creek on the way back, take a look at Hood one last time and say, hey, if I can do this, then I can do that. Even though Hood's just a little bit more technical. Hopefully you found this review helpful and it inspired you to get out here and explore this place for yourself. As always, happy hiking.